Hello, mermaids, and welcome back to the Dive Like a Girl podcast. I am Rachel, and I'm the founder of Midwest Mermaid Scuba, and we have two of our admins on here today, two of our mermaids from the very beginning. We have Kat and Tara, and we've had a great response from the first episode, so hopefully you'll enjoy this episode as much and subscribe to hear future episodes. Today we're going to talk about getting certified to dive. So the open water certification, the very first one, when you're first getting certified to dive, which I know was a crazy time for us. And we all kind of did it a little bit differently. So we'll dig into that a little bit, but just a little catch up. Don't forget that we have some upcoming events. Women Dive Day at Pennyroyal Scuba is one of our annual events that we go to every single year. It is the biggest Women Dive Day event in the Midwest. So we're actually going to be the bag sponsor. So we're doing the goodie bags. So we'll have kind of some reusable shopping bags with some goodies and stuff in it. So I am super excited for that, even though neither one of my two partners here can make it because they are just absolutely no fun. Kat's
Sorry.
going to be in Belize. So
I'll be
yeah.
working.
I know. But I'll be there along with like 150 to 175 other female divers in the Midwest. So it is going to be a fantastic time. If you haven't looked at it yet, go to Pennyroyal Scuba's website and they should have information. I think they actually started selling tickets Memorial Day is I think what they told me. I actually didn't look because I was out of town. But yes, so the first 100 people who sign up will get goodie bags. And I think the first 150 people who sign up will have the opportunity to get the free rash guards. So you definitely want to register early. And it is definitely an event you do not want to miss. So are you getting excited for your trip, Tara?
Yes, be my second Liveaboard. This time
So
it's bit nervous because this one could be a lot colder and currents could be more difficult than they were my first Liveaboard, which was Cocos Island in Costa Rica. So I'm getting, I got my new hood. I got some of those one special socks that you have, and I got some
with shark
better
skin.
gloves. Yeah, some better gloves. So hopefully I don't get too cold. But the current, practice makes perfect. So gonna get my
Right?
practice in here.
Perfect. Yes. So they just discovered a new species of octopus in the Galapagos
Yes.
at like 500 feet. So I don't think you're going to see it.
No.
Definitely won't be down there, but that would be super cool if you did. And they apparently have a ton of other amazing stuff as well.
Mhm.
I have not tried a liveaboard just yet because I have seasickness, which I know a lot of people deal with. So we are getting ready to leave on Saturday to go to Texas to go on a very brief liveaboard with Texas Caribbean Charters goes out to Flower Garden National Marine Sanctuary. I say that wrong every single time, but either way, it's the Stetson Bank, and we're going to dive some oil rigs and stuff. So this is my 3-day test. I have my little patches that I put behind my ear. So if I can do 3 days on this liveaboard, I feel like I'm more confident to put thousands of dollars and all of that into going to some of these other places that are going to be incredible. But they see manta rays and whale sharks and all kinds of stuff down there. It's just not quite as frequently as some of the other places. But
I will be so upset if you see another whale shark without me.
well, if
I
I see
can
another whale
say
shark without you, I will be happy. But I'm okay with it.
I will say for the liveaboard part, when it is anchored, it does not really move at all. Like, so I don't know if when they're anchored, the seasickness probably won't be an issue when it's anchored. And then we take little bungee boats out too. So that might get you because that could be kind of bumpy.
So on this one, we're actually jumping off the back of the boat, and it's apparently a little bit higher than you're used to. from jumping off the back of the boat, and there's a pretty steep ladder that you're kind of trying to lug your gear out of. So I will definitely document everything so that other people know what they're getting into before they do this. I've heard all kinds of stories about what it's going to be like. So we will find out very shortly. I'm trying to be prepared for anything that could possibly happen. But I've looked at, they've linked, there's a weather buoy out there. And I have, they linked on their website to this weather buoy that's like telling you, and of course, a forecast is a forecast, right? Nothing is real until it's happening, but the forecast looks actually pretty calm and pretty good. So, I've heard there's surface current, so we're taking our gloves, follow the line down. Don't no need to fight the surface current, any of that kind of stuff. So we're trying to be prepared for anything. So it's going to be fun. It always is, right?
Yes.
Let's go ahead and jump in. So I know that Kat and I kind of had similar experiences with our open water certification. Um, both of us. Now, did you do classroom or did you do e-learning, Kat?
I did classroom
Yeah.
on the open water.
So they used to do a lot of classroom classes, and you would spend like 2 evenings in the classroom, and then you'd spend some time in the pool, and before you do your open water dives. But a lot of places, a lot of the organizations have moved to the e-learning. First of all, I'm sure it's better for the organizations because they have quizzes and tests, and they can, mark your progress and see the things that you had difficulty with. But I think for most places now, most organizations are doing the e-learning with some pool or pool-like conditions. Some places don't use pools necessarily for their confined water dives, but it has to be pool-like conditions. So very flat, very calm, very shallow. And then you have to do some open water dives. So for us here in the Midwest, what we did, or what you would do now, is do your e-learning, and then you would go to a pool for 1 or 2 afternoons or something like that, and you would work on all of your skills in the pool. And then once you've mastered those, then you would go off to Mermet Springs or Pennyroyal or Gilboa or White Star or Hague or wherever you're going to go to get your certification done. And then you would do your open water dives there. And there are 4 dives in all of the certifications that I know. And so there's, varying depending on whether you're using PADI or SSI or SDI or, whichever organization you're using. Um, they'll have different skills on different dives to make sure that you've mastered those skills of like mask removal or clearing a flooded mask and those kind of things. I always kind of say like your open water class is less about teaching you how to dive. It's about teaching you how to handle the things that might come up while you're diving. Right. And so like most of the stuff that you're taught in your open water is not how to dive, because diving is actually pretty easy once you're in, and it's like you just kind of swim, get your buoyancy.
It's very repetitive on a lot of the things. Is to take the mask off, put it back on. All right, take it off, put it back on. I think that was the one that bothered me the most. I struggled with that a lot.
Right. Oh, yeah. And the other thing that was so repetitive was they made you during our class, they made us take all of our gear off the tank and replace the tank between every single dive, even if we'd hardly used any air whatsoever. But they wanted to make sure that you like just knew how to assemble your stuff. And I know like, so the mask really gave me problems in the beginning. And what's funny now is like now my mask is water and I just clear it. And it's just like, it's more of an annoyance than anything,
Yeah.
you know?
I think whenever I did mine, because I think I did mine 2 years after you. And I know that we did take our gear apart and put it all the way back together like 6 or 7 times, and then we'd get in the water, and then we'd do it again, and then we'd get in the water, and then we'd do it one more time, and then just take it all off. And I'm like, okay, but it now I could probably put it together without even thinking, what's the next step? What should I did I do this? Did I do that? No, it's repetitive at this point that I kind of just know.
What's funny is I actually just saw, and I think they were doing, I don't know, it was cave or cavern training or something, but they blindfolded the folks and were having them put all their stuff together while they were blindfolded. And I'm like,
Ooh, now I'm
I
okay.
feel like at this point I could do that, but like right after open water, there would be no way.
I don't think that's a skill that I need to know.
You could probably do it if you really needed to.
Yeah.
You're got pretty good skills. But I know Tara, you did like the checkout dive thing. So some people will do where they do the e-learning and maybe pool sessions at their local dive shop in the Midwest, but then they'll do their checkout dives at some place fun like the Florida Keys.
Well, like I've said before, quarries, I can never say it right. And like springs, aren't my thing. I like my ocean. So I knew going into it that I was going to do my open water part somewhere with the ocean. And Key West is always where my grandmother loved to go and scuba dive. So I was like, I did it with a Key Largo shop. But then also when I did my advanced, I did it down with the same shop, but down in Key West. So I like the ocean better.
There are a lot of nice, easy, shallow. I mean, like if the water is cooperating, there are a lot of nice, easy, shallow dives in the Keys, especially the northern Keys, Key Largo area. Like you can
Yeah.
get some 30-foot dives. Just, sometimes it just looks like glass out there, just completely flat. So yeah, that definitely changes the game. I think one of the things when I did my open water dives at Mermet is like I kind of was scared of everything. And now that I look at it, 400 dives later, I'm like, it's basically a mud puddle. Like there's not much that could really happen to me. I realize now that I was in a
You're
fairly
really selling it for me to go there now.
but you know what I mean? It's like it's not like the ocean that, you get caught in a current and it just like takes you away, right? Like you don't have these scary things because, mermat and these quarries, they shouldn't be as scary because really like I just at 20 feet and I'm at the top. And so I could swim to the top at any point in time where, the ocean is much bigger and has all kinds of other things that you could be having anxiety about, and I'm sitting here having anxiety in a quarry. And now I look at it and I'm like, I had nothing to be scared of, but I was, petrified. And I think that a lot of it was like the hood. I didn't like that I couldn't see out of the hood. Well, you can because the hood's not covering your eyes. So I don't know why I felt it was obstructing my view because it was not. It like
I think it really just kind of depends on like the person, whether it's quarry diving, like you do your courses in quarry diving or in the ocean. I don't think that I probably would be as good of a diver if I didn't do open water. I think I did open water and advanced in quarry and my peak performance buoyancy. So, but the other courses I've done outside of like quarries and stuff, I did in the ocean. Oh no, I did do advanced in the ocean, didn't I?
No, you did your advanced at Vortex Springs, one of the freshwater springs in Florida. They're in the Panhandle.
Yeah.
So we did it at Panama City Beach. Um, but yeah, so, and I think that what's funny with that is, I know that I am a much better diver because I've done so much diving in the quarries and I've dove cold and I've dove with low visibility and, and all these other things. Like I'm trying to do the navigation course now and we tried doing it at Mermet a couple weeks ago. We were doing their training and there's like this little navigation course failed miserably. Navigating with a compass underwater is difficult. So got to go back. And they say that that's one of the hardest courses, but we wanted to do the navigation course at Mermet with the lower visibility because then you can't cheat, you know?
Mm.
Yeah.
So if I just have wonderful visibility and I'm trying to navigate to a point, if the visibility is low, I can't cheat. And so we were like, we would swim right past the mark and then be looking around trying to figure out where the thing was. And of course, it's nowhere.
Well, you did it at Pennyroyal
Yeah. So I
when
do.
we were there.
They're lighthouses. And so there's like those lawn ornament lighthouses. They're like 3 foot tall or something. And it's just a little plaque on it that says go, this direction for how many kick cycles or whatever distance. And I think it's got like 7 lighthouses that you go. And I do that every single time. But, I can usually find it's not that far. So I can usually find the little lighthouse. where the actual course at Mermaids, I don't know if they have one at Pennyroyal that's like a bigger one, but it's literally just a white PVC pipe in, and you have to find the pipe. And it's, I don't
Mhm.
know how far, but it's far. So by the time
I
you
would
get
be
over there, if you
lost.
are just a little bit off on that compass, you are going to be way off. And so it's definitely, I was priding myself on my prior skills, and then I failed. So next time, that's going to take some practice. But I know that a lot of people, there's differing thoughts, right? So some people are like, well, I would rather do my training dives here, and then I'm not wasting time on my vacation doing certifications. I can just do fun dives. But then there's other people that are like, well, if I'm already paying to dive while I'm on vacation, I might as well be doing a certification. Right. And so I know my dive buddy and we did rec down in Panama City Beach. And so it was like, well, we're already paying for dives and they're going to be on recs. And so it cost us a little bit more to do the e-learning and do the rec cert. So we did the rec cert.
Yeah, it was we were already going there on vacation, and I knew I wanted to dive down in the Keys, so it just ended up working great that way.
Right. And now look at you, about to hit
Yes.
your 100th dive in the Galapagos.
Yes, yes,
That
my
is
100th
not
dive. Hopefully, it's the first dive is a calm dive, hopefully. But it could be an epic story if there's a big current with my
Don't
100th
put your
dive,
phone in your
so
pocket. Please, for
yes.
your 100th dive, do not have your phone in your pocket.
no, no pockets for Tara.
No, no pockets, no pockets.
That's all right. Yeah, you just did your 100th in Hawaii, didn't you? Was it Belize or Hawaii you did it?
It was Belize. I think
Belize?
we did so much diving so that I could do it in Belize.
We did a lot of
I think
dives.
we
A
did like
lot
all
of
the dives that were possible to just because we did it at Lighthouse. We did it at Lighthouse and Aquarium.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh,
Great
man.
times there.
What a
Those are
way,
great.
right?
Mhm.
Yep. Well, fantastic. So I saved the sign. I got to give the sign to Tara so she could take you to the Galapagos
Yes.
and log her 100th dive with a whale shark.
I don't know if I will do the tradition or not that some
I
people
didn't.
do.
I
I did
didn't.
not.
I did see recently somebody was posting how they got, like, a nude outfit and
Mhm.
drew on it, but I don't know, because the whole cold situation, so it's probably just not a good idea.
I did my 100th dive on Bonaire, and it was our first dive when we first got there. So like I was kind of planning, and so it was the first dive. We were on the house reef. I think we were back behind Captain Don's, and we were on the house reef and did our first dive. And so my dive buddy is all amped up to get on the dive boat and go boat diving. And I just wanted to have a nice, easy 100th dive right there on. And we had just checked in. It was our first day there, just checked in. And so, yeah, we could have made the last afternoon dive boat of the day, but I was like, just want to just enjoy my 100th. And he is the whole time like, let's go, let's go, let's go. And so I don't even know. I think it was like 25 minutes or something like that. And then we ran and jumped and did dive number 101 off the boat. And I'm like,
Oh,
you suck, dude.
yeah. Men.
But he was like, "Well, you weren't gonna do it anyway." Like, "Oh, like, oh, no, I wasn't gonna dive nude. No, I was not. Especially not on the house reef when anybody can go by and just be like, "Hi,
Right.
yes, I'm naked." Not happening.
It's 100 dive is 100 dive. It shouldn't matter which way you go, and it should still be special.
Right. Yeah. If that's your jam and you want to dive naked, go for it. But if that's not your jam and you just want your 100th dive to be perfect in whatever way you want it to be perfect, do it.
Yeah.
Whatever is going to make it perfect for you. I just wanted the perfect
Yeah.
place. So now I'm about to hit 400. So I have to figure out where I want to do my 500th dive. That's my next big one, I think, that I'll be
I think
needing
I
to figure
wanna
out.
I think I wanna do something every 100th dive. I don't know what. We had a sign. Maybe I'll have a pirate's hat the next time. I don't know yet.
Yeah, I think definitely by the time this airs, they will have announced the theme for Women Dive Day for this year. Last year was pirates. And so I guess wear my mermaid inflatable costume with pirate. But this year it's Renaissance. So the Renaissance,
Hmm.
I think there's going to be some some on the water jousting of some sort. So
I
I'll be
need a
eager to see
video
how that works out.
riding the seahorses to jousting.
Yeah, I have no idea. I do have like some flamingo inflatables and stuff that I could, maybe a swan or something that I could probably ride in on, and maybe some inflatable jousting spears or something. I don't know what they got going on, but it is definitely going to be a good time. That's for sure.
Well, maybe you could just get, like, a regular, like, a float that's a flamingo or something like that, so you don't have to have the full suit on and be burning up again. Like, instead, it's like a
Right.
pool float.
Oh my gosh, I was cooking last July in that inflatable. I was drowning in sweat. So then when I tried to take it off, it was all stuck to me. It was fantastic. So, but anyway, yeah. So by the time this airs, I'll actually be back from Texas. So I'll have a full report on the diving the Flower Garden Banks National Marine Preserve, I think, from the MV Fling with Texas Caribbean Charters. We're only a couple days out, and like they cancel a lot because of weather if it's too choppy. And so the weather is still looking good. So I'm feeling pretty confident about this. And then by the time this airs, I think that Tara will be just about on her way to the Galapagos. And
Yes.
Kathy will be just a few weeks out from Belize. So it's going to be a fun summer.
I'm
Yeah.
so ready.
I'm sure. I am so sure. It is definitely dive season. I'm ready to be out there and be in the water. Um, so I think we're going to wrap it up for today. The only other thing that I really wanted to mention was, when we got our open water certification, I know a lot of people like run out and buy a whole bunch of gear to get their open water, and they'll buy a whole bunch of gear before they're ever even certified, and before they ever even start the class. And then now they've got this gear that they don't even know how it works or what it does or any of those kind of things. We were very lucky that our dive shop was like, you need a mask, snorkel, and fins. That's what you need. The
Same
rest of
here.
it we're going to use through the dive shop. And I always encourage people, don't run out and spend a ton of money, especially don't spend a bunch of money on Facebook Marketplace buying stuff that you don't know what it is, because that can really end up, that you spend a lot of money on a bunch of junk. So you don't want to do that. So if you are getting ready to get your open water certification, we 100% encourage you, do it. It is well worth it. You will not regret it. But don't feel like you got to go buy a bunch of gear in order to do so. But we are going to have to wrap things up for today, because I have to go pack. So don't forget, our next trip is in September. We're going to Bonaire. We still do have a few spots open, but our registration does close at the end of June. So if you are not signed up by now, you need to get signed up very quickly, or we will be turning those extra spots back over to Buddy Dive. We are going to Buddy Dive Bonaire September 26th through October 3rd. Again, there are still spaces available, but we have to seal it up by the end of June. So make sure and get in now. Thanks for joining us. We do hope that you'll subscribe to our podcast, watch our videos on YouTube. We've got lots of great information coming out, and we will have videos about all of the amazing places that we're going, all of the incredible dives coming our way. And we really hope to meet up with you guys at one of our meetups this summer. We'll be meeting up later this summer as it warms up. We'll be going to Mermaids and Pennyroyal and Gilboa and all the places. And we would love to dive with you guys. So keep tabs on us. Join the group if you're a female diver in the Midwest. And we hope to see you guys out there soon. Thanks again for joining us, and we will see you next time.